wabarakatuh. Brothers and sisters, welcome to our weekly program, Taqwa, on ACJ Online Television. My name is Abdul Karim Adeyemi, and with me again in the studio, I have Malam Muhammad Aminu Yahya. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Today we'll quickly go into the topic of the day, and which is women's role in Islam. What are the rights and responsibilities of women in Islam? Over the years, over decades, we've had a lot of contradictions as regards the role of women in Islam. Perhaps some of our non-Muslims will think some of the principles of Islam as regards women are actually compelling, or perhaps we are forcing some women to do some things in Islam. So they have some negative opinions about some of these principles. And our Malam is here today to put some light into some of these misconceptions. So today we are going to delve into the roles, rights of women in Islam. So Malam, please tell us something about that.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا الحمد لله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله wabarakatuh. My brothers and sisters, the viewers and the listeners, Alhamdulillah, my name is Muhammad Aminu Yahya. This is another edition for our program ACJ Online TV. Today we are going to do justice to some of the topics raised here, as in misconceptions about the role of women in Islam. Alhamdulillah, here, before the advent of Islam, that is pre-Islamic era, there are numerous number of misconceptions concerning women. Yeah, and some of those misconceptions still continue even after some of misinterpretations. You understand?
No.
But Alhamdulillah, as we are going revolutionary changes to amend some of these misconceptions. You understand? You can see that during that era, some societies look at women in a different societies then look at women in different ways.
Of course.
Some societies look at women as, as a burden. They look at women as a liability.
No.
Some society look at women as an evil, as a taboo when they give birth to female child, especially during the Arab Peninsula. They practice that when they practice what is called infanticide. That is burying alive a female child. You understand? But they forget the fact that it was woman that gave birth to man, and they start multiplying. You understand? That woman has a very big role to play in life. You understand? That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored women, and we need to honor women as well.
Of course.
Because we have them as a mother, as a sister. You understand? So some of the misconceptions then was that women, we know that women are weak, as said by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But during those weaknesses, it is right for the man to come in, especially during the times of pregnancy. It is right to assist them, to care for them, to have sympathy for them, to feel for them. Because some of this society are looking at women, because one of the conceptions is that, sorry to say, because of the smaller stature of a woman, and when it comes to the time of pregnancy, they are very weak. Some society look at women as weak and inferior. You understand? Which is not right. You understand? So, and again, some society look at women as something as something to be inherited. They look at woman as itself
As
as a property
Mm.
to be inherited during that time, which is wrong. They fail to realize they fail to realize that even women themselves, they have the right to own property, to
Of course.
acquire property, and to dispose it at their will.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, and you see, some people will say the idea of putting on hijab, that is a kind of, you know, they compel
They
women in
compel
Islam
women.
to put on hijab. That is an oppression. That how some people view one of the misconceptions.
Of course.
And they fail to realize that hijab is a symbol of what?
Modesty.
Identity. You know, to show their religion and their faith. And it serves as protection. Yes. It's about, do you ever, I don't know, sometimes I ever had a woman rape a man. What we have is a man rape woman. Why? Because of some factor that lead to that. That is why in Islam is a culture itself.
Of course.
Somebody say putting on hijab is a culture. It's not part of Islam. Okay, they fail to like, okay, look at, it's moral. It's moral. Because you are not to expose your body, your figure, to someone that's not, you know, supposed to see them.
You're not mahram.
You understand? That's not your mahram. So that's why it's protection. So that we should not fall into something that will lead us to what is called adultery or fornication. You understand me? So these are some of the misconceptions, but I thank God that Islam has brought a revolutionary change to correct some of these errors.
Sorry to cut you, Malam.
Yes,
Now, we're talking about this hijab everything. You know, some people have this, when they try to compare how our Muslim sisters or women put on their hijabs, some use, you know, some mini cover, some use scarves, some use the jilbab, some, you know, go as far as covering their eyes, but covering everything. So what, some people might have this question that, what are is there any difference? Then does it have anything to do with the length at which they take their faith, or how well they understand their religion?
Yes. This question is a very good question. And you said some halfway,
No.
some full hijab,
No.
some niqab.
No.
So anybody, this all depends the way we are brought up individually. You understand? I want to take my home as a practical example.
Okay.
Like my daughter, who is just 8 years and some months.
Alhamdulillah.
In fact, she do full hijab.
Barakallah.
I'm telling you now, I'm not because of I'm here. You recognize me as an Islamic scholar.
No.
My daughter Khadija put. In fact, when I travel to Kano, I made sure I bought for them, my wife and herself.
No.
If I will sew it there, and I will buy the material and I will sew it full length with modern design. You understand?
No.
And this is how I train my daughter. Tell me if this my daughter stay tomorrow, or if it's on her own, because she's already accustomed to that mode of putting on hijab. I don't think
which is in accordance to
Islamic injunctions.
No.
You understand?
No.
So we see some part of us, like in Nigeria, Muslims, they prefer to just put on this thing, what's called